expect from officials? Tell me, during a game and so on and so forth, how do you expect to be handled by officials? Because I figured, why should I give my 2 cents on it right now? Because I don't know what you expect as coaches. And some of the things that I found out were very similar to what we as officials expect of ourselves. Some others I learned. And I want to go over a couple of those things. And if you have something to add here, after I go over a couple of things, I want your hand up, because you know why? I'm talking to officials this afternoon who are going to be officiating your games this year. And if there's something I miss or something that you feel that is important for me to pass on in order for the relationship to become better and to understand each other, I think it's important that you let me know. But the expectations that the coaches had, first couple things, like I said, the first couple things totally agree on. It's something that we expect of ourselves. Number one, the appearance of an official. The appearance. A lot of things go into the appearance. If the official's fit, that he looks like he can get up and down the floor, she looks like she can get up and down the floor. And I'm sure you agree that's important, because your people are pretty quick going up and down that floor. The appearance also has to do with the uniform, because I truly believe in life, and officiating and coaching and so on, this is just life. We're a microcosm of life. That's all it is. First appearance means everything to me. There's no doubt about it. Everybody saw me on the floor, obviously, when I referee, but right now, you had an opinion of me as soon as I walked up. Was I sloppy? Was I this? Was I that? I tell officials that all the time. And you should expect nothing less either, of the uniform being nice, of the shoes not being dirty, maybe shined, the hair combed properly. All this stuff is first impressions. I can imagine as coaches, if you went out there and you saw a guy whose uniform was shirt's half out, hair not combed, and body language like, I really don't feel like being here. Nothing worse than that as a coach, is it? You're defeated right there. You sit there and think, here I am preparing my kids and my team for this game, and here's a guy or gal who doesn't care to be there. And I tell officials all the time, you don't want to be there, give the game back to somebody who wants to be there, because you're doing the game a disservice. So I think we can agree with that. Also, during the course of a game, I think we can all agree, and the expectations of the coaches I talk to, about not only being fit, but hustling on the floor. You can be fit and be lazy guy just walking up and down the floor. I'll never forget, I'm watching my nephew in a 5th and 6th grade game 3-4 years ago, and I remember I started out working 5th and 6th grade boys and girls, and I worked 3, 4, 5 games a day, and I ran up and down the floor, and these guys were literally walking up the floor. I was embarrassed. I had to leave, because I'm a referee. That's a reflection on me. It's just like if a coach, like a Bobby Knight, throws a chair and all, well, that's a reflection on you. And you don't want that behavior. I don't like that behavior. So hustle is so important to I know, all of you coaches, because it helps you get in a position to hopefully make the right call. Are we going to get it right all the time? Heck, no, we're not. There's no doubt. But if you hustle and get in position, I don't think there's much that coaches can say, except I disagree with your judgment on that call. Because if somebody is running up and down the floor and doing the best they can, what else can you ask of them? Okay, so they're wrong. I'm sure coaches are wrong too, once in a while. But the other thing, too, is to know the rules. I'm sure you expect them to know the rules. You know your X's and O's? Well, the X's and O's of officials are rules. And you should expect the officials to know the rules. And officials better know the rules. That's their product. If I'm a salesman, my product is my rule book. And I better know that product, because when a coach comes to me and says, Steve, Coach, no, the rule says this. I have to do it by rule. What can you say then? It's not judgment. It's rules. So I think we can all agree on that. But now, the most important thing I got to when polling the coaches, the most important thing I got to was, and every one of them to a man said, I want to be handled with respect. Interesting. He says, I don't want someone to be arrogant. I want them to be approachable. All agree? Right? You want to ask a question, and you want somebody to be receptive to that question. And you know what? You're right. It shouldn't be someone asks a question and someone, sit down, coach, shut up. No, don't ask me that now. No, it shouldn't be that way. I totally agree. And I emphasize that more and more when I talk to officials. Make sure you are approachable. Be respectful. Because you know what it's all about? It's all about treating people the way you want to be treated. And if somebody treats me in a professional manner, they deserve that respect and that courtesy to be respected also. And I think that's the thing. Also, they said to be honest. To be honest. If you missed a call, my friends who are coaches say, Steve, I really respect a guy that, number one, respects me, he's approachable, and then when I do ask him about a play, that he's honest, that he can sit there and say, Coach, I'm sorry, I think I missed that play. Now, obviously, a referee can't keep saying that all game long or he's in trouble. There's no doubt about it. Even though you might think he's missing it all day long, he's going to be in trouble if he keeps saying it. But to be honest, to say, Coach, this is how I saw it. This is the angle that I had, and so on and so forth. To be honest with that. And also, one of the last things that they said was to be consistent. Now, to me, it's really funny. To me, as an official, has a broad meaning for me. I hear it all the time. Ref, be consistent. A lot of times I think, and I'm joking here, of course, when I say it means be consistent means called for your team. Is that what that means? But you know what? I'm serious on this one, too. If somebody can help me out with this, in your opinion, and this is strictly your opinion because I really think it's important, can somebody here define, in your opinion, what consistency would be? Because I think it's important that we all know from a coach's point of view what consistency is. Yes?
Testing.
Okay, I'll repeat it for him. It says calling it the same way on both sides. If it's called one way this end, it should be called one way that end. Excellent. I totally agree. Any other definitions? Yes, sir. Perfect. Now, the answer was calling it the same way throughout the whole game. Same thing in the first quarter as in the fourth quarter. If you've been calling it tight in the first quarter, continue to call it tight in the fourth quarter so there's some consistency within the game. Anything else? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, same measurement, engage the same measurement of how you have violations or penalties and all. And they're all, you know what? Totally agree.